Right. We're in France. That's a good place. It's good to be back in Europe. Even though the UK left Europe, but we'll gloss over that for now. We'll gloss over other issues of the world. Since there's not, it's kind of a bit of a last minute sort of like, no, I'm just going to crack straight on with it. I'm not going to wait around for people to join. So in first place here at Alsace, we've got GKR in the McLaren with a very good qualifying session from him. We got Moons in second, we got Turbo in third, we got Fracas in fourth in the BMW. So that's going to be an interesting race to watch. Fracas in the BMW, the driver who has performed very well, has also done some very good overtakes, but also in a car that likes to spin out on the mediums as well. Okay, so Fracas might struggle to begin with in the early stages. Hello guys. But towards the end of this 9-lap race, when the soft tyres might start dropping off, Fracas might start picking up extra positions. In fifth we got Danger, in sixth we got Jezza, in seventh we got Kovacs. I believe it's Kovacs, that's how you pronounce it. Again, if I get names wrong, please do correct me. In 8th we got Chaos, in 9th we got Blade, in 10th we got Naddy, 11th we got Wally, I believe it is said. Again, apologies if I get it all wrong. In 12th we got another, but hang on, wrong button. No, we're not doing that. Too busy playing Daisy again. So we got a Renault on the grid. We got a Boulder, I believe. A Boulder, I believe the name is pronounced. Welcome to Tier 4 White. I hope everything goes well. In 13th we got Dext. In 14th we got Simba. I believe that's how you say it. In 15th we got Gum, and in 16th we got Grin VR2 in the Lexus. So we got a couple of new names here on the grid. But let's go back up to the front. Let me try and get a good camera angle. It might have to stay like this. Oh god, what skills. There we go. Right, that's all sorted. Right, enough looking at that. Let's crack on. Oh, we've not even had lights out and Moo's already jumped the start. So this is a great start from Moo in second place, who could potentially have contested for P1 going into the first turn, but we've not even had lights out and drama has already started. I love it. I want to look at my POV at the start. Rather eventful. I'm guessing you're back here somewhere. Yeah, okay, we'll watch the start in 2 different points, but I'm quite interested with this at the moment. So off goes GKR. Moo then gets stalled because he jumped the start. Fracas then hits him, so Jez is now all the way up to third, excuse me. Jez now goes deep up the inside, trying to get 2 in the 1. Turbo tries to go up the inside of GKR as well. Jez is now down to third after hitting his teammate. GKR's at the moment side by side for, not quite side by side for first, as we come further back, as we are touching, how many cars wide are we touching? 5 wide. Oh my lord. Right, we're going to come back. I've been told to watch the start from further back, so let's come back here. So obviously Moo had a jump start. Oh dear, Chaos has had a bad start as well, so that's impacted the other two. These two further back. We're going to watch the start from this angle and try and break this down, as we've got cars that are 3 wide at the apex of this corner. Going further forward, we've got another couple of cars that are 2 wide. This is a chaotic start and I love it. There's argy-bargies all over and all around. Chaos doesn't get the start he's quite after. Grin goes straight up to 14th. Goes up to 13th. And yeah, we are 4 touching 5 wide here. We are 4 wide going into turn 2 at Alsace. This can only describe death. And somehow you guys don't kill each other. How? Fracas is down to 12th after having an appalling start. One of the Z4s goes wide, and here comes more chaos. As people are being argy-bargy, pushing and shoving all their way through. I can understand why Ross mentioned that this tier is the only tier that has so many reports. I'm not the only tier, sorry. It's the highest reported tier at the moment, and that's probably a good cause of it. Further up ahead is Blade. Oh, here comes Grub trying to squeeze his way through past Chaos. And Grump goes for it, gets pushed sideways by one of the other cars, and off Grump goes. I'm going to go back and have a look at that because there's too much going on at the back here for me to even consider going further forward. So what happens here? Chaos and Blade are side by side. Wally's kind of in the middle, kind of in no man's land, struggling a little bit here. Grump goes up the inside of Chaos, now has to go slightly to the left to avoid Blade, drifting out and kind of pushing Chaos off the road a little bit. From there, Grump goes up the inside, gets, I can only imagine gets hit by Chaos because it looked like there was a bit of contact. There was contact, there was a puff of smoke. There, you can see the puff of smoke. And off goes Grump as Grump has completely sent it, trying to Tokyo drift around the corner that you are going to try and drift. How quick are you going? 80? Yeah, you're probably going a bit too quick. And round goes Grump, so Grump's race, sprint race is now over, so's Chaos's. Chaos is now back there as well. Let's go further forward. We got Dex and Fracas touching each other. Fracas goes off the track, has a spin and slams into the wall. Dex backs off to carry and let Fracas up. What the fuck? Where did you turn up? So in all that chaos of P8 and back over in here, oh, Danger has a very, very last minute look up the inside. Let's have a little look. So there's so much chaos going on in the back here, I haven't even thought about looking at the front. So Danger keeps a nice tight line. Here comes Moo to get the second apex. Hasn't realised that Danger's there. Contact's been made. Obviously, like these two lines are crossing. Moo's trying to do that, whilst Danger's trying to go out to that way. Two going into one doesn't work, as everybody knows. Through goes Danger, off goes Moo. Hits the wall on the first bit, comes back on. Gets absolutely murdered. And then gets nearly murdered again. I want to know murdered by who. That was a yellow car. I think it might be Bulldozer. Oh, it was Naddy. Excuse me. So Naddy comes flying in. Can't really avoid Moo because Moo's just coming off with dirt off of the grass over here. It's doing similar to what Fracas has happened. Coming off on the grass, has got absolutely zero grip. So through goes the Renault and the McLaren. And somehow Moo doesn't get brutally murdered and ghosts. Whilst you've got two other drivers coming through. If that was in real life, I think some people would be dead. So Moo's sprint race is done. There is no way he's catching up from this. If he does, he's going to have the drive of an absolute century. Gump's in 15th, Chaos is in 14th, as we got another spin. What the hell's going on? We've not even had a lap. I've not even gotten a lap into this thing. So Fracas is down to P11. Grin, sorry, it's trying to go up the inside. Contacts the wall. Dex is now having a contact. Yeah, it's just argy-bargy. I think Grin hit the wall and it hasn't helped that fact that Dex was there too. So Chaos is now going to go up to 12th. Dex is now falling down the order. Fracas is in 11th. Simba's in 10th. Blade's in 9th. Wally is in 8th. Boulder is in 7th. Noddy's in 6th. Korax is in 5th, Danger's in 4th, Jez is in 3rd, Turbo's in 2nd. I think the only person that's actually, the only driver I should say, has kept their position in one lap is the leader, GKR, in the other McLaren. Okay. Okay. Can we have a break for just a lap? Just for my brain to catch up on the amount of chaos that has just happened. Okay. Right. Now I can catch up with the chat. Now I can actually catch up with what's being said. Right, Moo's up to 15th, so already one position gain from Moo. As we go further forward, anything going on further up ahead. Jez is starting to lose, drop off a little bit from the top two, but we've still got a little ways to go yet. And danger's going to become a bit of a problem for Jezza very shortly. Both of them are on the same tyres, and both of them are, oh dear, who was this? Who's messed up? I heard tyre squeals. Morning, Chaos. You've joined us in the middle of the chaos. Oh, Boulder's touched the. Did he touch the grass on the entry? Sorry, now I keep flicking back, but I want to understand some of this because some of this. Oh, he just hit the dip. Lost it on the braking. So Boulder's gone off. Through goes Fracas to 10, so Fracas has now got reverse pole. Boulders is trying to rejoin, is pinning the throttle, now finds reverse, nearly backs up into Moo. So, we carry on. We carry on. Right. Anything else going on? Gumps in 12th, Dex is back on 13th, Chaos is in 11th at the moment. Miles down the road from Chaos is Fracas in 10th, who, bear in mind, started in the top 5. So had a horrible opening lap, now going to try and recover that opening lap. Simba's in 9th, Blades in 8th in the Z4, which I drove around Brazil a couple of weeks ago in the reserve race. Last time I drove the car, I kind of hated it, and this time I drove the car, I kind of enjoyed it. It feels a lot better, it feels a lot nicer, it doesn't feel like the front is weighed down by an elephant and is consistently on ice, whereas this time it actually feels like it more wants to turn or attempt a turn of the corner, which is a better feeling. We then got McLaren driver in 7th, we've got Noddy in 6th, Kovacs in 5th at the moment. We're going to stay with the top group, just keep an eye out for strategies in the future. Okay. Now GKR's pulled out a huge gap to Turbo. There's almost, yeah, there's a second of a lap difference there, so Turbo might have had a little bit of a mistake in the final sector of the previous lap, but then again GKR might just be having a fantastic third lap, so I have to keep an eye out on the times at the moment. Both the Ferraris are on very similar times, there's only about half a second or so in it. Danger slowly catching up to the back of Jezza. See, sometimes it's not always about the attack, sometimes it's just about consistently being there lap after lap and applying the pressure, because eventually the driver ahead's going to want to try and open up the gap a little bit just to try and get a bit of space, and if you can stay with them then sometimes that's enough pressure. As we come back, Blade and Worley, sorry, are having a little battle for P7. We're going to stay with these two for now because I think it's the only bit of action going on track, as Blade has a beautiful exit coming out of turn 1 as we go over the top of the hill for turn 2, which is the left-hander. Blade's on the outside, but can he carry the speed? Blade has a lovely dive up the inside, but can Frawley get the switch back? Gets the power down a lot earlier. Now Blade's got the inside, but the McLaren's going to try and go around the outside, hang it around the outside. Can he do it? It's still side by side as we're coming down the hill. Now the Mercedes has got the inside line. Can the BMW get the switch back? No, they both hang it side by side. Blade gets the better traction and the better acceleration. Now here comes the Beetle. The Beetle's now going to get involved as well to make this a three-way fight for 7th. Mercedes goes wide. Here comes the Beetle. Now side by side with the Mercedes as we're now going 3 wide. Coming up to this bank corner, we're going to go back another position to watch this from Fracas' point of view. Fracas could be in the position to gain 2 or 3 spots here if he plays this right. So the Beetle hung out to dry on the bank curve, going further forward. Mercedes still just about holds on to 7th. It was Blade who's not going to give up quite yet. Everyone taking slightly different lines coming through the hairpin as we come up the hill into the final sector. This tricky little corner, you can carry a lot of speed, but you've got to be careful with your liners. Fracas has a little bit of a power slide coming out, so he's going to lose a little bit of momentum as we come over the top of the hill. I think one of the highest points on the track. Plummet down into this chicane right left. Simba goes a bit deep to begin with, so it's going to offset him. Here comes Fracas. No, it doesn't come as Fracas. Fracas has a little bit of a moment. The soft tyres still just about holding extra pace at the moment. Let's have a little look further back as Chaos has got himself a half-second penalty. Moves already up to 12th, so a great drive from him at the moment. Both the Jag drivers are together on track. Let's stay with Moo and Chaos just for a moment. Moo goes around the outside going to turn 2. Chaos has got himself a half-second penalty. Moo's now got the inside of turn 3. Chaos doing a fantastic job holding it around the outside to get the inside line for 4. Chaos still holds on to 11th for now. Let's go further forward. Let's see what's going on further up ahead. The Mercedes is slowly starting to gap Blade in the BMW as Simba and Fracas are still within touch and distance. This Moo's been overtaken by his teammate Gump's now up into 12th. Not for too long though, because here comes Moo with a great drive coming out of the long tight left-hander before the bank as we come onto this little back pit bit as Moo goes off again. So off goes Moo. Chaos has built himself up enough of a gap for him to stay in 11th at the moment. Let's go further forward. Fracas using all the road and a little bit more. Excuse me. But it's not quite enough speed at the moment. Those mediums not quite coming into effect yet. The Beetle's tyres are now definitely looking very, very second hand. Whereas the 2 soft top runners in front of him aren't looking too bad. Gump's now up into 11th. Chaos is now dropped down to 12th. Moo's in 13th at the moment. We're in 14th. Baldo in 15th. And then Dex not having a great race. Unfortunately, again, is down in plumb last at the moment. Let's go to the top of the grid. GKR opening up a massive gap to 352s and 53. Yeah, just opening a huge gap compared to the Ferraris at the moment. Danger's not quite closing up to the back of Jezza. They're kind of in their own little no man's land at the moment. I'm going to try and do Interlagos. I think I've got time to do it. I've also got tomorrow off as well, so I might try and do 2 today and then 1 tomorrow, but we'll see. Kovacs in 5th, doing a good job at the moment. Madison's no man's land 5th. We then got this group that we've been keeping some tabs on as Fracas has got himself up past Simba at the moment. We got the second McLaren driver just about clinging on to 7th at the moment, with Blade starting to close the gap a little bit more. With 3 more laps to go, Blade starting to close this gap down. Can Blade get P7 by the end of it? Let's it's so whilst we're kind of in a bit of no man's zone, where I've moved into a new place recently, I'm still trying to get things sorted out a little bit, or we've had some issues where we're trying to sort it out, and where I get irregular days off. On those irregular days off, I'm trying to get other things sorted out as well. So through my work, I need to have a blood test done and try to get that done. Didn't get it done, so I now have to do it another day, but it's fine. I will fit you guys in. Unfortunately, sometimes you guys might just have to wait a week or two. It's good. Gets a little bit deep onto turn 1. Can Droid, or Chaos, excuse me, capitalise and catch up. Almost alongside as we come charging up the hill. Gumps firmly slams the door shut at the moment. Oh, Chaos has a little look up the inside. There's alongside. He deserves space in the racing rulebook. Gumps just about gives it. Gump holds on at the moment. This might be what Moon needs. This might be exactly what Moon needs to do. It's Chaos all over the back of the first Jag driver. Moon's tyres aren't looking too good, leaning quite a lot on them, especially in the right-handers. Let's stay here for now. Can Chaos have a little look? No, Gump's on the softs as well, so Chaos has actually got the best tyre life and probably the most amount of grip between them all. Gump goes wide, a little bit wide, there's a little bit of contact as well. So here comes Moon. Moon's got he's got the extra energy. Chaos now down to 13th, still fighting, still got space on the inside. Moon just about gets the car stopped. Here comes Chaos with a switchback, a lovely switchback. Sneaks straight up the inside, but now has the outside. Let's jump on board with Chaos as Moo goes off into the grass and into the dirt. This is going to impact his speed as there goes Gump. Gump's now going to try and get away. Moo's going to try and squeeze out. Chaos does just about. Oh, Chaos gets a great run. Forces his way up the inside. Got the car completely alongside before the turning point, so Moo has to give space. Didn't really want to from the looks of things, but not my place to say. It's up to the stewards to decide if that was reported. Round goes Chaos. Moo's got a much tighter line. It's going to try and get the better exit. Can't quite get the better exit. Bumps into the back of Chaos. So Chaos is now going to hold 12th for a moment. Let's go further forward. As something major's happened here. When did this happen? Sorry, I know we're going back quite a bit. So Nordy had a bit of an issue on the previous lap or two, so up the inside goes the McLaren driver, so it's now McLaren 5 and 6. Through goes, oh, Blade's going to try and make it work. Now we're going 3 wide, and through goes Fracas. Fracas has got the inside line. Blade's kind of hung out to dry a little bit, and down goes the McLaren driver all the way down to 9th. So Fracas is up to 7th, Blade's up to 8th. The Mercedes drivers are up to 6th at the moment. The Simba's down into 10th. Going to try and catch up to the back of these guys. Right, let's go further forward, back to where we were. There we go. We're not going to try and have a little last minute lunge up the inside. Oh, yes he is, as Chaos goes off. Chaos overcooks it, coming out of time. I believe it was turn 2. So there goes potential P11. And as his teammates just behind on a very, very close to nearly dead soft. We got Boulder in 15th, going to start catching up, and we got Dex starting to catch up there too. We're going to come back though, because the battle for P3 is definitely on, as Jezza goes very, very wide, and through goes Danger. So Danger, after 8 laps of being stuck behind Jezza, is now up to P3. Can Danger pull away, just open up that gap? Can Jezza even catch up? Let's stay with these guys for a few corners. I think Danger's just got a little bit more tyre, and I'm not sure if Jez is going to have enough tyre on this last lap to really make any sort of difference. GKR, on the other hand, pretty much untouchable throughout the entire race. Had a little bit of a moment at the beginning where potentially Turbo could have taken the lead, or even Jezza could have taken the lead, but after turn 2 it was pretty much GKR who was in control of the pace and very much in control of the race. I haven't really seen much of the McLaren driver today at all. Kept it very, very consistent, kept it very much in control. Let's go back and just check the rest of the grid very, very quickly. As Fracas gets himself up to 6th, he's finally gone past the McLaren driver. So Fracas, who had a horrible opening lap, has managed to get himself up to 6th position after starting in 4th. Blade's in 8th at the moment, Nordy's in 9th, Simba's not quite catching up at the moment, Gump's in 11th, moves into 12th after Chaos has had a little mistake. But let's go and find our leader, and let's follow him through the final couple of corners. Turbo giving GKR a good run for his money today, but unfortunately wasn't quite quick enough to catch up to the back of GKR in the McLaren here at Alsace as we come over the hill for the final time in this sprint race. Charging down the hill. Out the final corner from final time, no dramas at all or whatsoever as GKR comes to take sprint victory here at Alsace in round 2 with Turbo in 2nd. Danger holds on for 3rd. Jezza can't quite match Danger's pace on the last lap with Danger in 3rd, Jezza in 4th, Kovacs in 5th. Worley gets back past Fracas. So it is a Mercedes 5 and 6 here in the sprint. We got Fracas in 7th, we got Blade in 8th, we got Nordy in 9th, we then got Simba in 10th. Gump comes around the final corner for the last time in 11th, nearly has a collision with the wall to take 11th at the moment. We then got Chaos, who gets back past Moo. When did that happen? That's when it happened. So we're over halfway through the final lap. And he just runs wide and then brakes and understeers off into the grass and then's got damage. So Chaos is going to be smiling. There's going to be a very, very big smile behind that steering wheel from Chaos. Now these two have had a good fight this sprint race, but Chaos has got the overspeed and he's also got the much, much healthier tyres and also no damage. Come through the final couple of corners. You can hear those Pirelli tyres squealing in protest as Moo tries to get the car to turn. It's just got no tyre left to give, unfortunately. So that's how Chaos got 12th. So Chaos comes over the line for 12th, Moo for 13th. Boulder in his first race into for White for 14th. We got Grin in 15th and then Dex bringing up the rear in 16th. I think out of how many seasons have I done now? How many seasons have I done? I think it's at least 5 or 6. I think it's at least 6 seasons that I've done commentary. And in all of the 6 seasons I've done, lap 1, season 19, round 2, tier 4, White, lap 1 has got to be the most chaotic start to a race I have ever seen. Before the lights went out, Moo jumped the start, which was really unfortunate because that then just sent everything else in his race off. Fracas then got the worst of it because of the ping pong ball effect, so then he couldn't get going either because Fracas is right behind. Further back from that, another driver jumped the start and didn't even get going either. And then it was just chaos, like everybody fighting for positions. We were 4 wide at one point and I thought we were going to have a witness a death, but somehow we didn't. So yeah, that has got to be the most chaotic start I've ever seen. Now, as for strategies here, now it's a high tyre wear circuit. The pit lane's not really that long from my memory. So you could do one of two strategies here. You could either do the medium hard or the hard medium strategy and try and go long and try and do about 12 laps on the hards and then see if you can do 10 on the mediums. Or you could potentially do like a medium soft strategy. It depends on the length of the pit lane and depends on how you can manage your tyres. So let's have a little look. So we got Simba on the mediums, we got Noddy on the hards, Blade on the mediums, Fracas on the hards, Wally on the mediums, Kovacs on the mediums, Jez is on the mediums, Danger's on the mediums, Turbo's on the mediums, GKR's on the hards. So out the top 10 we got 1, 2, 3 drivers potentially looking at the one stop. They're P2, P4 and P10. Everyone else has gone on the mediums, which can still look at the one stop, but we'll be looking at going for a quicker first stint and then a potentially longer but slower second. Gump's on the mediums, Chaos is on the hards, Smooth's on the mediums, Boulder's on the mediums, Grin's on the mediums, and Dex on the mediums. So there's only about 4 drivers on the hards. Everyone else has gone mediums. That's interesting. Are some of these guys potentially looking at the medium soft strategy then? And away we go. So everyone in front of Danger managed to get out onto the straight. Everyone behind Danger was starting in the corner, so they're going to be a little bit slower off the line. Blade already having a look at the inside of Naddy, trying to attack into turn 1. Not going to work this time. Naddy's one of the drivers on the hard tyres, so it's going to take a little bit longer for them to fire up. Here comes Blade. Blade having a little look up the inside already. As I need to learn the button layout. I've been doing this 6 seasons, so I should know the button layout by now. Now you don't want to be pushing these tyres too hard because you need them to last. And if you look out and look up in the sky in the air, it's grey clouds. I'm not 100% sure if it can rain here. If it can rain, then that's going to be a contributing factor. Let's go further back. As we go further back, Danger's already trying to get past Jezza. Jezza's gone past. Oh no, not quite gone past. Through goes Turbo, so Turbo's gone through. So now it's a Ferrari 7-8. Someone has gone wide. It's Kovacs going further forward. We've got more going on further up ahead. So Noddy makes a mistake. Hits the inside wall. Blade then hits Noddy. So through goes Fracas and through goes Wally. Kovacs is then tapped off by Blade from the looks of things. So the BMW hung out wide to dry as through goes Kovacs for 5th position at the moment. With all this going on, Simba in the front in the Beetle is just disappearing. Naddy's doing a great job at. Oh, someone made a mistake. It was Danger. Danger's made a mistake, gone off onto the grass, I believe it is, on the banked bend. Yeah, there you go. There's Simba. Gone straight off because Noddy in the McLaren is doing a great job at holding up. Danger's gone up the inside of Turbo, nearly made it work, and gone off onto the grass, hit the outside wall, and now got damage. So here comes Gump. Gonna try, gonna consider it. Danger goes a little bit wide. Gump can't get the car to rotate, so then ends up taking a similar line to Danger, going a bit further back. What's going on? Moo's already gotten past Chaos and just gotten past his teammate as well. So Chaos is now struggling a little bit on these hard tyres. Through goes Boulder. Here comes Dex. Can Dex make a move? As I've just spotted up ahead, we got Fracas now down to 7th on the hard tyres. Both the Ferraris are in 5th and 6th. We got Kovacs in 4th, Noddy in 3rd, and we got Wally in 2nd. So we got a McLaren P2. He's made a great start. So's Kovacs, he says, as he goes off a little bit wide. Here comes Jezza and here comes Turbo. The two Ferrari boys are going to work together. However, they can work together, but are their strategy going to be typical Ferrari, or are they going to be very good for once? We will have to wait and see and find out. So Fracas down to P8, Blade's got him back ahead. We've got GKR in 9th, we've got Danger in 10th at the moment. That's our top 10. I want to go a bit further forward. We're going to stay up at P3 at the moment. Danger and GKR having a little battle for P9 at the moment. Here comes Moo. Moo's going to try and get involved. Danger holds the middle. Can Danger get around this time without going off? Can Moo get around this time without going off? Yes, to answer both of those questions. Gump's going to try and get involved as well. GKR down to 11th, struggling a little bit to get these tyres fired up and get going. So Moo's in 10th at the moment. Great start from Moo, great opening a couple of laps. We then got Fracas in 8th. We then got Blade, who's going to start fighting, was going to start fighting, as several drivers have decided to go long grass cutting. Fracas being one of them. Let's go from Danger's perspective, because I want to see how many cars go off. So Nordy just goes into it a bit too deep. So does Fracas. So Nordy and Fracas have decided to go cut the grass, even though it doesn't need cutting. It's been cut enough recently anyway. Danger's gone off. Moo's gone off. Anyone else want to go off? No, Moo still wants to have nom some grass. So Moo's great opening lap has now just been completely undone in one corner, as it's GKR's come in early. That is a sentence I never thought I'd say. It's what the hell is going on? Right, so GKR's already come in on lap 3. Chaos is right at the back. He's had a horrible second lap. I'm going to pause this just for a second. Moo was here where his teammate and where Fracas was. In one corner, because he decided to go non-mountain grass, he's lost all the momentum he gained on the last 2 laps. Gwyn's now in 13th. Great move from Gwyn. We then got Dex and Boulder, who are having a fight for P11 at the moment. Great start from these two too. Gump's up in P10, holding the reputation of Jaguar at the moment. What I'm most baffled about is this. You've gone from the hards to the softs on lap 2. Now lap 3. Why? Why not start on the softs? And if you can make the hard tyres go 18 laps, why not just do 2 or 3? Why not do like 3 or 4 laps on the softs, kill a set of softs, and go straight to the hard to get out into clean air? That's baffled me. That's completely baffled me. To the point of, I think you've just thrown a potential P5 finish away. As what the... Okay, whilst being baffled by strategy decisions, someone doesn't know what the middle pedal is. It's not, it's a footrest. So, Moo's now up to 13th, Grim's up to 12th, Dex is in 11th, Gump's in 10th, Fracas is in 9th, Nordy's in 8th, Danger's in 7th, Blade's in 6th, Kovac's in 5th, about to become 4th as he goes up the inside of Turbo. Ooh, steady boys! Now goes up the inside of Turbo, who's now in 5th, Kovac's in 4th, as there was nearly a big crash coming out of the banked turn. Jez is in 3rd. Worley's in 2nd, starting to chase down Simba in 1st at the moment. Yeah, I'm sorry, but this still baffles me. This makes zero logical sense in my mind. Absolutely zero. Right, let's carry on with the race. Let's watch the strategy unfold. We've still got another 18 laps yet. So let's watch the strategy unfold as Dex makes a massive lunge with a capital L up the inside of Good. I think he does hold it. He does hold it. He's got a great run as well. So here comes Dex, who then takes Fracas as well. Fracas is now being the meat inside a Jaguar sandwich. Although the two BMWs, okay, yes, it's a Z4 and an M3, but they could work together too to go up against the Jags. So at the moment we've got Dex in 9th, we've got Moo in 10th, Gump in 11th, we've got Fracas dropping down to 12th with the traction control saving his ass at the moment as he's trying to pin down the throttle. Going further up ahead, Moo's giving Dex a little bit of a nudge out wide. I believe, I don't know, I can only commentate on what I spotted. Dex doing a fantastic job on holding off to both Jaguars at the moment. Both Jaguars are out for blood at the moment after having a horrible start to their sprint. As Dex goes very, very wide through goes Moo. Moo slams the door shut on the outside. So Moo goes through and carries the momentum. Dex is going to try and go... Oh, that was nearly Fracas gone. Gump trying to go up the inside just before the hairpin. Not going to work this time, can everyone get the car stopped? They can. No one decides to go grass cutting to this time around, which is good to see. We're in the slipstream now. Not really much use here as Gump tries to lunge it up the inside of Dex. Dex takes his normal line. I think there might have been a little bit of contact. Moo's now disappeared off. Who's come in? Nordy's come in as well. Again, I don't see why. I don't understand why. Unless you're doing a really, really bizarre careful, Fracas. Unless you're doing a really, really bizarre two-stop. But surely doing a two-stop like that's just going to cost you tons of time in the beginning. Here comes GKR from a mile and a half away. Sends up the inside grin. Gives the space. The GKR doesn't get the position. Was definitely very much offset for the next corner, but going to carry the momentum as we come down the hill again. Now to the outside. Going to look a switchback. No, can't get the car to rotate. So GKR getting stuck behind the Lexus driver at the moment, which is going to burn him time, which is not going to be too good for him. Dex still 9th at the moment. Gump just behind. Fracas slowly dropping off the back of these guys at the moment. Going further forward, we've got Moo in 8th, starting to close down on Blade, who's in 7th. We've then got Danger in 6th with Kovacs and Turbo having a fight for 4th at the moment. Let's stay up with the top 4, top 5 at the moment as Kovacs has a little bit of a moment. So here comes Danger. Danger, can he capitalise on Kovacs? Slight loss of traction. He can. Through goes Danger. Kovacs is going to try and re-attack again. I mean, there was no pass made. There was a little bit of a push, but ultimately there was no pass made. The top 2 are closing up. I'm not going to quite skip to them too early. I'll make sure we capture everything possible. So the 2 Ferraris back together again. The top 2. Simba about 6 to 7 tenths of laps slow on the previous lap than Wally in the Mercedes. Excuse me. Although, got to be a little bit careful, because if you lean on the tyres too much, then you're going to overheat them and start losing grip. Let's go a bit further back. What's going on a bit further back? Well, Kovacs has gone back ahead of Danger. That's what's happened. We missed that. This wasn't that long ago. When was this? Does Kovacs just launch out of the inside? Ooh, I'd say, ooh. Yeah, I'd say that's a push pass. There is the contact. Yeah, there it is. You can just see by the body language of the car. I'd say that's a push to pass personally, because you've got all of this space here on the inside. I mean, look at it. You can fit another car in that gap. And Danger gave more than enough room, even if Danger was going to miss the apex and try and carry the speed, and if Danger left the space for Kovacs to use this, there is plenty of room here. You can still fit another GT car in here. You could probably fit a London bus in that gap. And there's still enough space here for a GT car. Okay, it's going to be very tight, but there's still enough space here for a GT car. I'd say that's a push pass personally. That's, again, I'm no Stewart. It's down to the stewards if that was reported, but the way I see it, that's a push to pass. How you should pass, as demonstrated by GKR. Look, plenty of space, no touching at all, no consented or unconsented touching, straightforward slam dunk. That's how you pass up the inside. Fracas is not having a great race at the moment, down to 11th on the hard tyres. We then got Gump, who's having an even worse race. We got Noddy, who comes out on the mediums. We got Chaos, who's still on the hards. We got Boulder, who's just coming through at the moment. Oh, Fracas having a little bit of a moment. Dex is in 9th at the moment. Moo's still in 8th. Danger's in 7th. We then got Danger, who's trying to go up the inside of Korax, who's gone very, very deep at the hairpin. We're going to stay with these two at the moment, because these two are providing all the action for us. We're going to jump to the top 2 in a moment. Screw that, we're going to go to the top 2 now. I reckon a move's coming in the next lap. 57.0, 57.4, so there's about half a second speed difference on that previous lap alone. But the tyres are somewhat worse for the Beetle. So it's advantage Mercedes at the moment. How does Wally deal with it? How does Simba defend? Both taking a very similar line through 3. Very similar line. However, Wally opens up for a lot more. Simba brakes, whereas Wally lifts. Wally has a little look. Not quite close enough. Not going to get the Beetle offline that easily this time around. Both these drivers taking very, very different but also very similar lines. And it's interesting the fact that Wally keeps a very, very tight line towards the end. Doesn't get on the throttle till right at the very end. Good charging up the hill. This is the closest the Mercedes driver's been all lap, and it's probably been all race to potentially attacking into P1. Not going to happen into the final couple of corners. Simba's just got it a bit too well defended. Oh, that was also a little bit of a moment. So this is inviting Jezza in. So this is now making this a 3-way fight for P1. As the Ferrari driver, potentially 2 Ferrari drivers, going to have a little look for the top 2. As Wally gives Jezza the space as well. And so now both Ferraris are here. Are they going to work together, and are they going to work as teammates to get themselves into the top 2? Let's stay with these guys at the moment. I'm not really too fussed what's going on with the rest of the grid at the moment. nothing's going to happen quite yet, I think. Like, let's have a quick look through the rest of the grid. So Kovac still holds danger off at the moment. Further back from that, we got Blade in 7th. We've got Move starting to catch up to the back of Blade, but is he going to have enough tyre left once he gets there? Further back from that, we got Fracas in 9th. We've got Nordy in 10th. We've got Dex in 11th. So Dex has just pitted for a fresh set of mediums. So Dex is on the 2 stop. GKR's just pitted for another set of softs. Why? I don't know. This makes absolutely 0 sense to me, what GKR is doing. I'm sorry, but it makes no sense. But let's go further forward. Now it's been part of a lap. How are the gaps? It's not too bad. I don't think there's going to be any moves being made over the next couple of corners. Hush my mouth and call me Sally. Here comes Jezza. Jezza's had a little look up the inside. Not made it work though, as going a bit further back, these two are still at it. So Danger goes up the inside at the hairpin, makes it work and makes it stick this time. Kovacs gets a really bad run going up and over the hill. This might allow Blade to have a little look for P6. Nope, it definitely closes the gap considerably. Right, let's have a little look for the rest. Mood decides to go cut the grass again. Fracas now up into 8th. Danger's in 9th. Just come out the pits onto the softs. Interesting. Sorry, I was catching up with comments and I didn't really freshly cut now. Yeah, I know. Trust Mood to cut the grass for us. Right, let's have a little look through the grid. I'm interested to see different strategies now, because I see what you mean by the strategies are interesting. They make absolute... I'm sorry, Fracas. We need to have a little talk about this, mate. So, I understand drivers driving off wide out here, but how does a driver turn too much and cut the inside? That's impressive, on a set of 9-lap-old hards as well. And the hards aren't even looking that good. Mate, I'm impressed. You never fail to impress me, Fracas, and I love it. Danger gets very close to the grass on the outside. Does a lovely move around the outside of Fracas, just clips the edge of the track nicely as well. So through goes Danger. Fracas is now down to 9th. Probably looking at the 1 stop, trying to just damage control a little bit at the moment. GKR now catching up to the back of Fracas. Mathematically, all softs was faster. Do you follow that between? Oh, last lap, super close. Okay. Maybe mathematically faster, but you've still got to pass cars. That's the problem. You've got to make the passes. Now, I'm going to... Great move on the brakes from GKR, but I'm going to back up just a second or two. Because we need to keep an eye on this group. And I think all of these guys dive in at the same time. So we've got medium, medium, medium. All of these drivers are on mediums. All of them. Turbo has a little look down the inside of his teammate. His teammate has a little look up the inside of the Mercedes driver. It's not going to work, so this allows Simba with a little bit of leeway, and all 4 of these guys coming in at the same time. Kovacs comes in as well. So does Blade. So does Moo, who's right on the back of it. So this could potentially allow Danger. This does allow Danger with a massive undercut on the soft tyres to go straight from... what was it? Like 7th to 1st. Now this also allows GKR to go straight up into 2nd as well, but these guys have all got to stop again. Jezza comes out ahead on the mediums. Has got to stop again as well. His teammate just behind him on the mediums as well. We then got Moo on the softs, fresh set of softs as well, just changed the tyres. We then got Wally on the mediums as well, so this driver's got to stop again. We've got Nordy who comes out in 7th, we've got Dex in 8th at the moment. We're going to stay with this main group here. This is going to get spicy. This is going to get very, very interesting. Moo gets a lovely run out of the long left-hander, goes straight past Turbo, who's now going to try and counter-attack to defend and protect his teammate as much as he can. Can't quite do it, can't quite get the run. Here comes Wally, tries to get a good run, can't quite go around the outside of Turbo. Moo's all over the back of Jezza. Jezza goes off into the dirt, so is this going to allow Moo with a great run? Turbo's got his own problems though. Turbo's now going to get passed by the Mercedes driver who goes up the inside, but has to brake on the second part of the corner because he doesn't want to go off, whereas Turbo's now been on the throttle, so Turbo's now got the momentum. Further up ahead, Moo's gone straight up the inside, then absolutely ditched it. Oh my god, that was impressive. Okay, that was impressive. I want to watch this again from a different perspective. Moo tries to have the move up the inside, brakes early, brakes on the curb and over the curb when the car is completely unloaded. There's the start of the spin. Now from this point, every driver's on the brake, but Wally's got pretty much nowhere to go. Moo does a full 360, stops just off the racing line. Wally and Turbo, props to you guys, because you guys so could have easily have smashed into Moo, but you didn't. Moo, if he gets it down a gear and gets going, he doesn't get it down a gear, but now fighting with Dex at the moment for 7th position. Dex goes around the outside and makes it stick. Moo, I've got to say, I'm impressed the fact that you didn't slam into a wall. And that has got to be the most impressive accidental crash to an almost good recovery I think I've seen as well. This tier is yet to surprise me this race. Well, no, I'll rephrase that. This tier has surprised me because of some of the strategies, but this tier never fails to surprise me. I'll rephrase that to that. Moo already taking up positions back past Dex. So Turbo's in 5th, going to start chasing down the Mercedes driver of Wally for 4th. Jezza's in 3rd at the moment. GKR's in 2nd, starting to chase down Danger in 1st. So this whole cluster group have pretty much all got to stop one more time. Kovacs is on the mediums in 8th. We've got Nordy on the old mediums in 9th at the moment on the lap of 11. So it's halfway through the race. You could go into a... I don't know what they're going to do. We then got Blade in 10th on the fresh set, stop the last lap as well. We've got Simba who comes out on the hards. So this is the one stop. Simba might be in a very good position to get some good points here. We then got Fracas in 12th, who's just recently stopped as well, gone onto the mediums. So let's see what Fracas can do on the mediums. We got Grin in 13th, we got Gump in 14th, we got Chaos in 15th. I mean, I understand that mathematically it is quicker to go like hard or medium for a bit and then soft. But surely then having to stop every like 4 laps or something's got to cost you more in the long run. Moo, on the other hand, I want to come back on just a little bit. I want to watch Moo this lap, because Moo is on an absolute charge. After having a very, very small mistake at the hairpin, being down fighting with Dex, has now caught back up to these two, however in their own fight, goes straight up the inside of Turbo, who now tries to hold it around the outside of his fellow countryman, touches the grass, so that's Turbo dispatched quite effectively. Moo makes it to the hairpin and through the hairpin without spinning this time, which is a great start. Does he have a good run? Does have a good run. does have enough of his car alongside to earn a bit of space, in my opinion. Kind of forces out Worley a little bit wide, so through goes Mule. I want to have a little look at that from. I want to have a look at that from this perspective. Good short shift here. Now, is there enough of the car alongside? No, nowhere near it. Okay. What about here then? Oh, I don't think, no. I was wrong. So, it depends which rule book you want to run by. There's not enough of Moo's car alongside for him to earn space, but Worley kind of gives it anyway, and it kind of looks like there was a little bit of a netcode touch and Worley understeering. Yeah, look at this steering angle. I think the Mercedes is understeering a bit. Yeah, he's understeering, and now he comes off on gas. So I think it might have been a little bit of both then. Don't get me wrong, it's good to see aggressive and attacking driving, yes. But there's a point. There's a very, very fine point. Great move by Dex, by the way, to recapture 7th position. I don't know, I'm no Stuart, but... You hear me? Hang on. You hear me? You got it? I'm not muted. I haven't been muted the whole time. Can you hear it? Right, Blade trying to go around the outside of Nordy. Nordy, I believe, still yet to stop. Yep, still yet to stop. Nordy goes around the outside. Does hold on to 9th at the moment. Blade on the much fresher tyres. Can Blade go around the outside of the McLaren driver? No. Going to sort him behind for now. Good, don't make me panic, because I know now he's going to have to redo 20 minutes of fucking audio again. Alright, good. Ooh, careful, Blade, because that was nearly contact. That was nearly death to a driver. So going further forward. Kovac's not quite able to catch up to Dex so far this lap. Dex just about keeps it off the grass. Worley dropping off the back of Turbo, who's dropping off the back of Moo, who's starting to close the gap to Jezza, who's just gone a little bit wide at the hairpin. Going further forward, these two aren't really catching up with, well, GKR's not really catching the back of Danger at the moment. Both of them got to stop again. That close was, yeah, that was very close to a 2-foot brake. So in comes GKR. Moo's probably got another lap on these tyres, and he's going to have to come in too, and he's going to have to look at fuel. Yeah, I'll have a little look at gaps in a minute. No, Blade finally gets past him as Nordy, the McLaren driver. Was it just a simple drag race? Yeah, a simple drag race. So, through goes the BMW. Ooh, Simba's having a little bit of a moment, but GKR's gone back onto the softs. I get it, mathematically it's faster to go on the softs, but look at it this way. You were here. Okay, where my dot is now. You're now back here. You're a whole... I don't know how far back you are, but it's probably a good 15 seconds, I reckon, back. And you're saying that mathematically you can gain 15 seconds in... what, 5 laps? So you're basically saying you can gain 3 seconds a lap by being on the soft tyres and just pitting every time. I kind of can't see it happening because you lose so much time in the pits. Then you come out into traffic like this, and Simba, who's just a little bit slower going through the hairpin, Fracas is trying to catch up, but through goes GKR. He gets Fracas. Fracas kind of knows he's there, backs out of it. GKR now goes around the outside, hits the grass and the dirt, goes off into the grass and the dirt, and all the time he's just made up on that lap has just been absolutely diminished in one tiny little mistake. And this is what I was about to refer to. You're going to have to fight your way through traffic and not make mistakes and have a flawless race. I mean, 0 mistakes flawless race. I mean, yeah, I can potentially see it happening. I can't see it working. Now, Danger comes in, Moo comes in, Nordy comes in as well. So this releases GKR up into 9th. Still got these two to dispatch though. Going further up ahead, Kovac's not really catching up to the back of Dex. Blade's starting to catch up to the back of the Mercedes driver. Just ahead. We then got Worley in 3rd. And then for the... I can't believe I'm about to say the sentence. Jezza leads a race in a Ferrari. It is a sentence I never thought I'd say, but I've said it. It's a Ferrari 1-2, and providing these drivers do not do the typical Ferrari strategy, they have got this in the bag. I think someone's going to have to record me saying that, because I'm probably going to deny it this time next week. As what? Round goes Dex, and a very, very wide arc, and through goes Kovacs up the inside. Is that such a shock? Yes, because Ferrari have managed to make a strategy work where they go up to the top. Right, so the 2 Mercedes drivers are in 3rd and 4th. The 2 Ferrari drivers are ahead of them. Quite a bit ahead of them. So Dex is probably going to be coming in this lap. This is going to release Blade, who's going to try and hunt down both Mercedes drivers. In comes Dex. GKR's in 7th with 8 laps to go. I don't think you're going to make the set of soft tyres last 8 laps. You're going to have to come in one more time at least. GKR's now in 6th. Fracas is now in 7th. Simba's... I don't even want to know what Simba was doing. Actually, I kind of do want to know. Anyway, Fracas now in 7th. Simba's doing Simba things in 8th. We've got Danger into 9th at the moment. We've got Moo into 10th in the mediums. So Moo's good to go to the end, providing he doesn't eradicate those tyres. We got Dex coming out into 11th. Dex. Why the hards? At this point in the race, why the hards? Okay, I know you're on the mediums for most of it and you needed to change, but surely if you were going to do the medium strategy, you'd probably be better doing the medium soft, wouldn't you? Why go onto the hards now? He's testing the plates and stuff under his car. So, Dex is doing Dex things. We got Nordy in 12th at the moment. We've got Chaos in 13th. Kind of having a bit of a recovery. I'm going to have to come back in at pit and pit again at some point. We've got Gunt in 14th, not having the greatest of races. We then got Grin in 15th, good to go to the end apart from the tyres. The tyres might be the thing that might draw them back. And then we got Blader still going, respectively, in his own little race at the moment. Coming to the mediums, he's good to go to the end now. So, the two Ferraris, that was a hell of a shot just then. That was beautiful. The two Ferraris really, really close together with a lovely little view of the lake behind. We then got the two Mercedes together with Blade in 5th, slowly starting to chase them down. And we got GKR in 6th at the moment. Yeah, I understand that. Sometimes it's a race to forget and you kind of just want to drive and get it done. Fracas in 7th at the moment. We got Simba in 8th with Danger just behind. Is Simba actually going to drive on the circuit today? Yes, Simba is going to drive on the circuit this time. Sits in the middle of the circuit, defends the middle/inside line, flashes the lights on the exit. I don't know what he's flashing the lights at and who he's flashing them at, but it's definitely flashing the wrong way. You need to be flashing it behind you, mate. We then got Danger in 9th with Moo very, very close behind in 10th, closing in rapidly on these two. Danger has a little look to the inside, does get the move done. Simba not able to get the grip and able to get the car to turn. Here comes Moo with much fresher tyres, much more momentum. Through goes Moo. Does Simba retaliate? No, Simba no. I think Simba knows and understands that that's a fight not worth fighting. Just to minimise the time loss at the moment. Going a bit further back from that, we got Dex versus Nordic. I think the flash is because he's on controller, I reckon. Yeah, but the controller button for flash, I think it's R3. And unless it's been changed so the button flashes, or he's got a controller set, like a controller setting set up like I've got for when I play like DayZ and Battlefield, where my buttons flip, unless he's mapped it so the Nordy has a little look up the inside. Dexter shuts the door very, very firmly. Unless he's got like a map done on the PlayStation settings where R3, whenever he clicks accelerate or brake, the flashlights flash, then I wouldn't know. I never would have imagined that when you brake using L2 you click R3 at the same time. I would have thought that'd be unnatural, but it's not up for me to think. It's interesting, it's different. Nordy could have had a little look then. Gump comes in. Hold on. Moo was comfortably ahead of Simba. When did this happen? So this is when I said that Simba's going to... Simba's not going to lose too much time by trying to fight a fight you can't fight. What did Moo do? Oh, Moo did Moo things. Moo has done Moo things. So, Moo being Moo... Moo, I need to remind you, this isn't Moo Moo Meadows or Mario Kart, okay? This is Gran Turismo. You need to stay on the grey bit. You can touch the yellow and the blue, you can touch the white on the odd occasion, but not that bit. You can't touch the green bit. The green bit's bad. It's not good. It might be L3 then. Yeah, it might just be one of those things where it gets flashed every now and again. Ooh, tries to go up the inside, doesn't quite get it work. Simba holds it around the outside beautifully. Simba holds the middle of the track. Does well to hold up Moo at the moment. Now is Moo going to try and throw it up the inside again? He's going to try. He's learnt his lesson to not take too much of that curve though. Now goes around the outside of the hairpin, not able to get too much done there. Simba leaves plenty of space. Now alongside for the inside. Just about leaves Simba the space as well. Simba's got a great run coming out and over the hill. This isn't going to be a straightforward pass as Moo was hoping or thinking. Moo leaves the space. Now it's Moo's position. Simba can't quite keep up with that. Fracas is coming to the pits at the moment. Yep, changed tyres and a bit more fuel. So's Blade, so's GKR. Where's GKR come out? GKR, does he come out just ahead? No, just going to be behind Moo. So this is going to impact. No, I thought we had this discussion. You need to keep it on the grade, my friend. So GKR's come out behind Moo. Simba's also got a good run at the moment. So GKR could be in a bit of a sticky spot. He needs to dispatch Moo within the next lap for him to really utilise those soft tyres for the final 4 laps of this race. So at the moment, going further back from that, Fracas tries to go around the outside of Blade, who's now on the soft tyres. Fracas comes out on the softs as well, so this is going to be a straight sprint between these guys. Norrie is in 10th, Dex is in 11th, and 12th, excuse me, on the hard. Norsey's in 11th, so Dex could potentially collect some scraps if anyone has a little off moment and accident. Fracas and Blade are still side by side. Fracas just about ekes ahead. Oh dear, Dex, be careful, mate. He already tries to fight straight back, unable to, no space there. So it's Z4, P10 and P11 at the moment. Fracas is up ahead in P9. I want to go back a little bit further. Chaos is in 13th. Grint in 14th, Gumps in 15th, and Blade, Boulder, sorry, is in 16th, but I want to go further up here. In comes Jezza. Oh, that might be a 3-second penalty because Turbo's had a little bit of a moment. I want to go back and check that. Yeah, Turbo had a bit of a moment. Does he cross that line though? He does. He does touch it, he does cross it, so that's going to be a 3-second penalty for Turbo. That's not what he needs at all. Kovacs has got to come in as well, because Kovacs is in P3. Wally's in P4, he's been passed by his teammate within the past couple of laps. He's got he's got to come in as well. Danger is going to come across the line to take the race lead, with GKR, who has just recently dispatched Moo, which I want to go back and have a quick look at. And then we'll come back to the front again. Yeah, simple move straight up the inside. Great move from GKR, dispatching Moo very, very quickly. Moo wants to fight back. Don't think Moo's going to be able to fight back too well. No. So that's it. GKR is now up to 7th. So let's go back up a bit further. Let's go to here. Now, is Jezza going to get out ahead? I think Jezza's going to get out comfortably ahead. I don't think Danger's going to have quite enough in it. Danger's gone a bit wide. That's going to allow Jezza, who's on the fresh soft tyres and enough fuel to get to the end, to start pulling away from Danger. So unless Jezza makes a mistake, it's Jezza's race to win. Danger going to try his absolute best at the moment. We've got Turbo behind on the softs as well, so it could be Ferrari 1-2. We've got GKR as well in a very good spot in P4, so a hush my mouth. The strategy has worked. He was 9th or 10th on lap 2, pitted, and has been doing nothing but the softs ever since lap 2, and he's made it work. So, you know what? Credit given where credit is due. Fair play. I didn't think that was going to work. Then got Moo in 5th, again after having a horrible sprint race. Had a fantastic drive in the feature at the moment with 3 to go. Up into 5th, we got Kovacs in 6th, we got Wally in 7th, we got Simba in 8th. Trying to make the one-stop work at the moment, not doing too bad. We've got Fracas behind Simba at the moment, so Fracas could potentially sniff 8th here. We've got Blade in 10th, we've got Dex in 11th, but I'm going to go further forward because we got Turbo versus Danger at the moment. So we've got the Ferrari versus the Peugeot. The Peugeot very much keeps the inside firmly shut, not allowing the Ferrari any sort of gap. Look at the difference in grip and cornering speed from the softs compared to the couple of lap old mediums. Danger's going to have to defend for the next 2 to 3 laps for him to keep second. And then just behind him we got GKR as well, so GKR's could potentially sniff a podium out of this too. Jez is just disappearing. Up over the hill, round to the left. Danger defends the inside. Can Turbo sweep it around the outside? Does he look for the switchback? He does look for the switchback. He does get the switchback, so Danger's done the job at the moment, but it's not done yet. Yeah, it is done. Danger's done it. Great racing from these two. Danger's Turbo's done it. Got P2. Danger's now down to P3, so Danger's now got to defend and try not screw up a little bit, because here comes GKR in the McLaren, who's had a phenomenal pace on the soft tyres. He's made it work, but GKR, it's one thing catching, it's completely another thing of overtaking. Are you going to have enough tyre at the end of it to fight with a set of mediums? Okay, they've been on for a fair few laps at the moment, but are you going to have enough tyre to look at a pass too? Great run up the hill from the McLaren. The McLaren instantly goes hard to the right, opens up the corner a lot more, opens up the braking zone. Great traction out the final corner. Immediately starts the attack. Danger doesn't even try to defend. It's just going to be a battle of the brakes. Here's going to be a battle of the brakes. GKR is going to win that battle at the moment. But can Danger get the switchback? Can Danger get a better launch out of the first corner? He's definitely got a better launch. He's definitely got a better run. GKR now going out to the outside, out wide. Danger's going to try and get his way around the outside. Can he hang it around the outside? Knows the answer. Off into the grass. So GKR's done the job as well. Great racing from these two. Hard luck from Danger, who's down to 4th at the moment. So the strategy that I didn't think was going to work has worked flawlessly for GKR. The only thing that's going to hold him back now is a mistake. Kovacs is in 5th. Could potentially get 4th with the soft tyres, but again, like I said a lap ago, it's one thing to catch, it's another thing to overtake. We've got Moo in 6th. His tyres are starting to deplenish quite a bit, so he could lose a position. That's Worley, who's in 7th. Fracas is in 8th. His tyres are very much starting to go. He might struggle to keep it on track for another lap, but we will have to wait and see and watch as he gets very close to that white line at the top of the track. We got Dex in 9th, in a similar spot with tyres. We got Simba in 10th. We then got Dex in 11th at the moment. Simba's tyres are not looking good either, so can Dex potentially sniff 10th position away. Now, if I remember rightly, I need to keep an eye here on this last lap. So something happens here on the last lap. So I'm going to keep an eye on here as well as where Jezra is going further up ahead. Moo does get passed by Worley for 6th, so Moo's now down to 7th. We're on to the final lap of this very entertaining and very, very fun race to watch. As Chaos does have a little go at Nordy as well. Can Chaos get around the outside into turn 1? No, Nordy goes late on the brakes deep into turn 1. As we've got both Lexuses together at the moment, I want to have a little look at where everyone else is on the track. But we'll come to P9 in a minute. We'll have a little look there in a second. I think it's a driver that has... I've had a little... Jezza and I have had a little clash in the past, but he very much deserves this, and he very much deserves the glory of having his own moment in shining light round the hairpin for the last time in the Ferrari at Alsace. Jezza has judged this strategy and the track and the car absolutely beautifully. This race comes through the final corner for the final time, and Jezza, I'm pleased to say, the first time in my memory, and for the first time in I think nearly 2 years, comes across the line to win a race, and win a feature race here in ALR with his teammate just behind him in second. We got GKR in third, who had an absolute masterstroke and strategy. Danger holds on to fourth with Kovacs in fifth. We've got Worley in sixth. We've got New in seventh. We've got Blade coming around the corner, last corner for eighth. I want to have a little look at this, because this is chaos. This is absolute chaos. Can Dex on the line get Fracas? I don't think he can. Fracas just about holds on to ninth with a dead tyre. If Dexter gets 10th, Simba gets 11th, so Dex does get 10th away from Simba, nearly 9th from Fracas. We then got Chaos, who brings it home for 12th position. Not a bad race, not a bad day at the office, considering the circumstances, with his teammate Gwyn just behind him. You know, got Nordic, who's had a horrible last lap, comes over the line for 14th, Gump in 15th. Not a race to remember for the Jag driver. And then we got Boulder, who brings around the final part of the lap here in tier 4. I probably, to be fair, I probably will do Interlagos next. I just need to go and give my throat a little bit of a rest, because this has been chaotic. It's been one of the most entertaining, fun, chaotic and wildly interesting races I have done for a very, very long time. Now I just want to remind you, GKR started in 10th, Jezza started in 7th. And let me get a bit further up. There you go. Jezza started in 7th, so Jezza, very well deserved. Turbo, very well deserved second as well, so well done you two. Now let's have a little look at... It won't get any better, I promise you. Oh god. Yeah, I'll definitely give it 5 minutes and give my throat half a chance before I lose it. Right, let me get the standings up. 2 seconds. Tier 3, tier 4, tier 4 white. So this is after the Stewart's reports. So we've got GKR, who still holds on to the lead at the moment in the championship standings, and is 17 points ahead of Moo, who's had a bit of a weekend, or I say weekend, a Monday night to forget for us. We got Jezza, who takes third at the moment, with Danger in fourth, and then Fred Monster, or Rory, I'm going to start calling you Fred Monster if that's okay, bringing up the top 5 at the moment. Looking at the champion constructor standings, it's the Ferraris in first with 92 points, with McLaren's in second with 85, and the Mercedes in third with 76. Only 1 point ahead of the Peugeots in 75 though, so top 3 in the standings is very much going to be interesting. This is going to be a very good season. It's going to be a very interesting season. Why have you jumped? Okay, we're going to have this view. So, I'm going to go give my throat a rest, because this has been chaotic. I will see you guys shortly for Brazil, or Interlagos as they say. So, see you in a bit.